Let's go live now to the United States. Former White House Chief of Staff to Donald Trump, Mick Mulvaney, joins us. Mick, thanks for your time. Let me start with just a broad question here. There's huge upside potentially here with these strikes, but there is a massive amount of risk as well, isn't there?
Oh, no, certainly, Kieran, a high risk, high reward type of operation. But you have to expect that the United States intelligence community, in partnership with the Israelis, saw an opportunity that they simply couldn't pass up. I think what they're looking at here is a once in a generation chance to not only permanently end the nuclear program, which is, I think, sort of what started this, but also now to affect regime change in Iran. Those are things that the American governments have been talking about off and on since 1979. So if they saw an opportunity here, we're hearing rumors, for example, Kieran, in this country that the entire senior leadership, for whatever reason, was collected together in one place at the time of this attack. Keep in mind, this was a morning attack. This was a daylight attack, which is highly unusual for us. When we've conducted operations in the Middle East in the past, it's always been not only at night, but during a new moon, and the full moon is tomorrow night. So this was a very, very strange time and a very aggressive mood. So you have to think that that they had information that they figured was truly extraordinary.
Indeed, that would be a massive result if that is what's happened, not just Khamenei, but the whole senior leadership, the other mullahs as they're known. In terms of Khamenei himself, how significant is his death in terms of the history of that country and that region?
His death was inevitable, as it is for all of us, I suppose, not to make light of it. But I mean, he was old, he was infirm, and there was always some questions about what would come next. Now, the change in the calculation, of course, is that all of the likely successors are probably dead as well. Yes, you're right. This comes back to the high risk, high reward. What does the next leadership look like in Iran? No one really knows the answer to that question, but I'm having to assume now that my government made the determination, again, based on information, that the chances of getting a more pro-Western, pro-American regime in Iran was as high now as ever going to be. And you could not allow the transition from the natural death of the supreme leader to whoever was going to take over next. Again, part of the calculation on why this came at perhaps an unusual time.
And Mick, we've seen very clearly there is that sentiment within certainly Tehran and some other urban areas, maybe more broadly than that, where they wanted to be rid of that tyrannical regime, that they wanted some freedom. And now we hope that within this vacuum that can transpire.
It's a really good question, Karen. Just a few minutes ago, I was on American television with Ambassador John Bolton, the former national security advisor, with me during the first Trump administration, and he was lamenting the fact that we didn't take this action 6 or 7 years ago, which is what he was promoting at the time. And what I think I correctly pointed out to him was that the domestic political situation on the ground in Iran now is different than it was in 2017, 2018, or 2019. Everything sort of has to come together at the same time for this to work. But again, it looks like the American administration made the determination that, in fact, everything was coming together at the correct time. We don't know what that next regime looks like. That is going to be the big question mark here. Donald Trump, in fact, spoke to that today. Someone asked him in an interview how long he thought this military operation would go on. He said it could be a few days. It could be a few weeks. It depends on what the next leadership team looks like. My guess is if we see continued aggressive response from Tehran throughout the Gulf in the next couple of days, it doesn't bode well for that regime change. If things calm down quickly, it might mean something very positive is on the horizon.
And it could be that ultimate surgical strike, as they call it. Mick, finally, I'll let you go, but just I need to get your thoughts on the implications and how does this reverberate within the Republican MAGA base, the ones that believe that Donald Trump wasn't going to be adventurous in foreign policy or in forever wars.
Yeah, that certainly is the leading political question now domestically, not the military question, but the political question is how will Donald Trump's base respond to this? Keep in mind, the Democrats in my country have been very quick to start publishing today all over social media statements that Donald Trump and his senior leadership team made during the 2024 election. One of his senior advisors famously said, a vote for Kamala Harris is a vote for World War III. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote for peace. I think what the Trump administration is going to have to do, number one, is not get involved in a protracted involvement in Iran. This can't be a forever war. They would get punished politically for that. I think the likes of which people just can't understand. Secondly, I think what they're going to have to do is make the case that this is actually a move towards peace, that a once-in-a-generation chance to get rid of this leadership in Iran is actually something that promotes peace long-term and doesn't promote forever war. That is the political case they're going to make. Keep in mind, we're only about 6 months away from our midterm elections, so they're going to have to move quickly to do that.
Mick Mulvaney, former White House Chief of Staff, great to get your insights. Thanks.
Thanks, Karen.